Welcome to the debate. In the 2026 World Cup, the most powerful person on the sideline might actually not be the manager in the tailored suit yelling in the rain.
Right, yeah. It might be, a server sitting in a climate-controlled data center 3,000 miles away?
Exactly. I mean, for over a century, we viewed the sports manager as this tactical savant, a true football specialist who reads the game as a living, breathing organism, you know?
The romantic ideal of the gaffer.
Yeah, exactly. They make that crucial 75th minute substitution not based on a spreadsheet, but on a visceral human intuition. But that romantic ideal is colliding with a very rapidly approaching reality. Today, we're looking at the massive influx of artificial intelligence into the very core of sports coaching and management.
And it really is massive. We're talking about the total human replacement by technology in these roles.
Well, that is the central question, right? From Google DeepMind's Tactic AI to the staggering technological infrastructure FIFA is rolling out for the 2026 tournament. We're exploring whether this rapid integration of AI is fundamentally replacing human expertise, de-skilling the traditional coach, or if it's merely augmenting that human intuition.
I think it's pretty clear. I argue that AI is an unprecedented empowerment tool. It democratizes elite analysis, it acts as a hyper-advanced assistant, and it processes unimaginable volumes of data, specifically so the human manager can preserve their essential intuition. It helps them make sharper, more effective choices.
And I look at the exact same technological shift and see the outright human replacement of the sports manager. We are watching the active de-skilling of the traditional coaching role in real time.
De-skilling? That's a bit strong, isn't it?
Not at all. The manager's job is being completely hollowed out. They are shifting from a true football specialist to a technology administrator, a glorified middle manager whose primary function is basically to just rubber stamp algorithmic decisions. The human element of tactical management is being substituted by machine-first logic.
See, I look at the recent collaboration between Google DeepMind and Liverpool FC, the one that produced Tactic Eye, and I see the ultimate assistant coach. Let's break down how this actually works. Tactic Eye analyzes thousands of English Premier League corner kicks.
Thousands of them, yeah.
But it doesn't just watch the ball. It uses geometric deep learning to model the relationships between all 22 players simultaneously. It treats them as nodes in a fluid graph.
Which is incredible tech, I'll admit.
Right. It calculates the physical trajectory of the ball against the kinetic momentum of the defenders, predicting who will receive the ball and simulating how minute adjustments in player positioning can increase the probability of a direct shot on goal. A human coach physically cannot track the kinetic vectors of 22 different bodies in 3 seconds.
Obviously not.
So the AI does the computational heavy lifting, but, and this is crucial, the study itself explicitly concludes that the intuition and decision-making of the coaches and players remain absolutely essential. The AI maps the possibilities, but the human manager still has to select the approach and lead the execution. It elevates their capacity, it doesn't strip them of their role.
If you're a traditionalist listening to this, you might find comfort in the idea that the AI is just an assistant. But you have to look at the fundamental shift in how the role of a manager is now being defined by these capabilities.
How so?
We really need to anchor this in the stark, incredibly prophetic prediction from Arsene Wenger. He stated that in 10 to 15 years, the person managing a club will not necessarily be a football specialist. They will be a management specialist.
Which makes sense given the size of modern clubs.
But why? Because the actual football decisions will be made by technology. When Tactic AI models the graph of 22 players and dictates that configuration A yields an 87% chance of a successful strike, while the manager's traditional gut feeling, configuration B, yields a 14% chance, the human is no longer making a decision.
Well, they're just making an informed one.
No, the math is undeniable. If a manager ignores that data, goes with their gut and the play...
Universes are born and die at the snap of his fingers of shadow. The multiverse is nothing but dust, molded by his sovereign will. Beneath his titanic silhouette, subverses collapse, and entire realities bow to the true and absolute ruler of the cosmos. For the creature that holds the infinite in the palm of its hand, eternity itself is merely a fleeting breath. Colossal dimensions are mere toys in the immensity of his domain. He does not merely observe existence, he possesses it completely. Available now on Amazon Books.
No, the math is undeniable. If a manager ignores that data, goes with their gut, and the play fails, they will be sacked instantly. The technology isn't advising. By virtue of its mathematical accuracy, it is commanding.
Wait, hold on. You're suggesting that mathematical probability fundamentally overrides human agency. You're painting a picture where the manager is just a vessel for the algorithm.
That's exactly what they're becoming.
But raw data, no matter how probabilistically accurate, requires human contextualization to actually be executed on a football pitch. Let's look at this through a different lens. Think of a fighter pilot's heads-up display, a HUD.
Okay, a fighter pilot. Go on.
Exact, mathematically optimal moment to fire. But the human pilot is still flying the jet.
Sure.
The pilot is managing the crushing physical G-force, the psychological pressure of combat, the unpredictable variables of the environment. In football, the AI might suggest that attacking the left flank on a corner is statistically optimal, but the manager is the pilot.
I don't know about that.
They have to look at their winger and know, on a human level, if that player has the mental resilience, the focus, and the physical stamina in the 88th minute of a freezing match to execute that specific run.
But see, your fighter pilot analogy actually highlights the exact de-skilling process I'm talking about.
How?
If a fighter pilot consistently ignores their HUD's targeting data because of a gut feeling and misses the target, they lose their wings. We default to the machine because it processes reality better than our senses can.
But they still have to pull the trigger.
Barely. And this isn't just happening on set pieces. In-game strategy is actively being handed over to AI. The material shows us that AI technologies are currently collecting real-time data to suggest tactical adjustments specifically designed to counter opponents' game strategies.
Which is just advanced scouting.
No, we have algorithms dictating player substitutions based on real-time biometric fatigue metrics. If the computer says your star midfielder's muscle load has reached a critical degradation threshold at minute 62, you take them off.
Or you risk injuring them, yes.
Right. So the traditional tactical intuition of knowing when a player is tired is obsolete. You're executing the machine's optimal output. The actual football expertise has been outsourced to a server.
I see why you think that, but let me give you a different perspective. You're completely ignoring the human leadership required to get a dressing room of multi-millionaire egos to actually execute that data.
But the data's running the game.
A server cannot manage a team. The source material specifically points to a massive, uniquely human challenge that AI is supporting: clear communication in multicultural dressing rooms.
Okay, translation tools.
Modern managers are dealing with players from dozens of different backgrounds, speaking different languages. AI translation tools and real-time feedback systems are being used to bridge those gaps, avoiding misunderstandings and building trust.
Which is an administrative task.
That is the management specialist role Winger was talking about. But it's not a de-skilling. Managing human psychology, fostering empathy, and creating a cohesive unit out of disparate personalities is something no algorithm can do. The AI provides the tactical map, sure, but the manager has to inspire the humans to walk it.
But if the AI is dictating these hyper-specific tactical configurations, the manager can't just inspire any player to walk that map. They need highly specific algorithmic fits.
Well, recruitment has always been specific.
Not like this. Which brings us to a massive, undeniable paradigm shift. The manager isn't really picking the team anymore. The AI is scouting them. If we look at how players arrive in that dressing room to begin with, the outright human replacement is even more profound.
You're talking about the crisis of culture and performance fit, particularly the challenges the material outlines regarding African national teams.
Exactly. National teams have a notoriously difficult problem. You have elite players who spend all year at different clubs, playing in different systems, and suddenly they have to gel into a cohesive unit in a matter of weeks.
It's an incredible challenge.
The traditional method for solving this has been relying on the collective wisdom of players, managers, seasoned coaches, scouts, and the front office. They watch the players, they talk to their contacts, they use their decades of football intuition to build a squad.
Right.
And the source material explicitly describes this human collective wisdom as ineffective in modern competitions. It is actively failing. We are seeing the total replacement of human subjective evaluation with empirical data.
That's an interesting point, though I would frame it differently. Let's explain the mechanism of that failure. It wasn't because human scouts suddenly lost their knowledge of the game.
Why was it then?
It's because human observers are naturally biologically flawed. We suffer from confirmation bias. We have recency bias, remembering the spectacular 30-yard goal a player scored last weekend, while completely forgetting the 15 times they failed to track back on defense over the last month.
Sure, humans have flaws.
We are easily swayed by a player's aesthetic style rather than their actual effectiveness. AI doesn't replace the scout, it replaces the bias of the scout.
It replaces the scout entirely. Look at the historical precedent here. The Oakland Athletics pioneered this in baseball by isolating player contributions through hidden data, famously known as Moneyball.
Right, a classic example.
And Liverpool FC learned from this and applied empirical data analysis to football. Let's look at the result. Liverpool went from an 18, 12, and 8 record in the 2014-2015 season to an astonishing 30, 1, and 7 in the 2018-2019 season.
A phenomenal turnaround.
That leap wasn't because a human manager suddenly gave a better locker room speech. It was because machine learning algorithms were tracking shot accuracy, micro movements, and physical fitness data that the human eye literally cannot physically see.
They utilized their data well, yes.
The algorithm identified inefficiencies in the transfer market. The human scout's eye for talent was entirely substituted by a mathematical model.
I agree that the model exposed inefficiencies, but I fundamentally disagree that it sidelines the manager. When AI analyzes those vast data points, every pass, every spatial relation on the pitch, it reveals hidden patterns.
Patterns the human couldn't see.
True, but for a national team trying to solve the chemistry problem we just talked about, data-driven decisions actually result in better human chemistry. By understanding exactly how a player's underlying tendencies map onto a team's requirements, the manager is equipped to make selections that foster true cohesion.
The machine is selecting the team.
Now, the machine isn't selecting the team in a vacuum. It is providing the manager with a flawless, bias-free map of the talent landscape. The manager still has to look at that data and say, yes, this algorithmic profile fits the culture I am trying to build. It gives them a sharper lens.
You're describing a process where the human is just the final click in a software program.
That's incredibly reductive.
Is it if the AI identifies the patterns, assesses the physical limits, calculates the tactical fit, and provides the recruitment recommendations based on spatial data points the human literally cannot perceive? The traditional skill set, the art of scouting, is dead.
It's just evolved.
The human manager is just the administrator signing the paperwork that the AI generated. You are a passenger in a self-driving car, pretending you're steering because your hands are resting on the wheel. And this substitution of human expertise isn't just happening piecemeal at the club level.
No, it's global.
Right. We are seeing the institutionalization of this technological reliance on the global stage, which brings us perfectly to the 2026 World Cup. This tournament is going to be the ultimate, highly visible testing ground for exactly this dynamic. FIFA and their technology partner Lenovo are embedding AI across the entire operating infrastructure of the tournament.
Yeah, the sheer scale is wild.
And frankly, this is the ultimate proof that AI empowers and democratizes human management rather than destroying it. They are rolling out a system called Football AI Pro. It is a generative AI knowledge assistant that will be provided to all 48 competing teams.
Right, an AI that analyzes hundreds of millions of football-specific data points to generate instant tactical insights in text, video, graphs, and 3D visualizations.
Precisely. Now, think about the historical landscape of international football. Traditionally, this level of elite, granular analytics was exclusively available to the wealthiest nations.
The big federations, yeah.
The major European and South American federations had massive analyst budgets, entire departments dedicated to data science, proprietary tracking software. The smaller, debuting nations had a guy with a notepad and a few videotapes.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but sure.
But by giving Football AI Pro to every single team, FIFA is democratizing access. They are giving the debuting teams the exact same analytical capabilities as the established titans. It levels the competitive playing field.
In theory.
It completely takes the advantage away from the size of a federation's wallet and puts the focus squarely back on the human element. When everyone has the exact same supercomputer, the deciding factor is once again the human coach. Which manager can most creatively and effectively utilize these insights to prepare their team?
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy that. Let me tell you why. I understand the theory behind democratization, but we need to look at the reality of how technology is actually adopted. The source material offers an explicit warning about this exact premise.
What warning?
Access alone does not eliminate competitive imbalance. You cannot simply hand a hyper-advanced generative AI tool to a federation that has zero institutional background in data usage and expect them to instantly compete with a federation that has been integrating data into their coaching routines for a decade.
It's a learning curve, sure.
It's like giving a calculus textbook to someone who just learned division and telling them they're now on an even playing field with a math professor. Federations with stronger analyst benches, clear decision-making routines, and deep experience parsing algorithmic outputs will absolutely extract more value from it.
But the interface of Football AI Pro is designed specifically to bridge that gap. It supports prompts in multiple languages to ensure tournament-wide consistency.
A clean interface doesn't solve the expertise gap.
It simplifies complex tools so the coaching staff can move more quickly from raw data to practical recommendations. They don't need a PhD in data science to use it.
Having access to an intuitive interface doesn't mean you know how to ask the machine the right questions. What FIFA is actually creating here is a tech arms race.
An arms race?
Yes. The traditional football specialist coach of a smaller nation is going to be crushed. And they won't be crushed by a better human coach on the opposing touchline. They will be crushed by an opposing federation that has a superior IT department and a better data management infrastructure. We are talking about the complete substitution of human expertise by technological infrastructure.
I think you're vastly underestimating the capacity of these managers to adapt. These are smart people.
And I think you're ignoring how deeply the machine is taking over the actual operation of the sport. Just look at the officiating and operational side of the 2026 tournament. It perfectly mirrors what is happening to the manager. They are using the Trionda ball.
The connected ball technology.
This isn't just a football. It has a built-in inertial measurement unit. A sensor inside the ball is recording spatial and impact data 500 times per second.
Wait, 500 times a second?
Yeah, 500 hertz. They are digitally scanning every single player on the pitch to create precise AI-enabled 3D player avatars in real time for semi-automated offside calls. They are using AI-stabilized referee view body cameras.
Let's explain why they are doing that, though. All of those systems, the 500 hertz sensor, the 3D avatars, they're designed specifically to support human officials.
Are they really supporting them or replacing them?
Supporting. If a striker makes a run, the human eye struggles to simultaneously watch the exact moment the ball leaves the midfielder's foot and the exact position of the striker's shoulder relative to the last defender. The speed of the modern game has surpassed human optical limits.
Which proves my point.
No, the AI provides a perfectly synchronized timeline. It tells the human official exactly when the pass was played and precisely where the players were in three-dimensional space at that exact millisecond. It reduces guesswork. It provides unprecedented context so the human can make a fair ruling.
But the human isn't making a ruling. It sidelines human interpretation entirely. When a ball tracks its own movement 500 times a second, and optical tracking computers map 29 different data points on a player's body to generate a 3D avatar, the machine dictates the geometric reality of the play.
It provides the facts.
The algorithm decides if a player is offside. The human referee is no longer making a judgment call. They are just a fleshy conduit wearing a whistle communicating the machine's absolute verdict to the crowd.
That is incredibly cynical.
Accountability without agency is just scapegoating. Think about it for managers. If the machine designs the tactical plan, if the algorithm identifies the optimal starting 11, and if a biometric sensor calculates the exact moment to make a substitution, the manager is merely the public face of an automated process.
They still manage the people.
The human is just there to take the blame in the press conference if the machine's probability fails.
Look, the days of making decisions purely on a blind gut instinct are certainly fading, I'll give you that. The manager's role is evolving, undoubtedly. but the core responsibility remains entirely intact.
I just don't see how.
A computer can tell you that a player's physical output has dropped by 4%, but the human manager has to look into that player's eyes on the touchline and know if they have the heart to push through it for the final 10 minutes of a World Cup knockout match.
You keep coming back to heart.
Because it matters. The technology handles the geometry, the physics, and the probabilities. The human handles the nuance, the psychology, and the soul of the team. The systems are designed to make the game more legible, not to play it for us.
The fundamental nature of sports management has irrevocably changed. As the collective wisdom of seasoned professionals is deemed statistically ineffective, and as live, in-game tactical decisions are mapped out by algorithms that process millions of data points in milliseconds, the human manager is steadily, undeniably being replaced.
Evolving, not replaced.
Replaced. The transition Venger predicted is already here. We are replacing the football specialist with a technology manager who oversees AI outputs.
Well, we can certainly agree that sports management is undergoing a historic, foundational transformation. The integration of data and machine learning is no longer a novelty operating at the edges of the sport. It is the central operating system of modern football.
Absolutely. I mean, the sheer scale of the data collection and the speed at which it is processed have pushed the sport past the point of no return.
Where we remain fundamentally divided is on the impact this has on the coaches and managers themselves. Does the human soul of coaching survive this shift? Does the manager become an empowered orchestrator of profound new insights, using AI to become a sharper, better leader?
Or do they become a peripheral administrator, a middle manager in a game, played by humans but directed by machines?
Exactly. The 2026 World Cup will serve as the ultimate, highly visible testing ground for this dynamic. It will undoubtedly reveal just how much more there is to explore regarding the intersection of human intuition and artificial intelligence.
It's going to be fascinating to watch.
It really is. Because when you picture that archetypal manager standing on the touchline in the pouring rain, trusting their gut, you have to wonder, in the years to come, who is really making the call? Thank you for joining us.